The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Welcome to today's Platinum Session with your host, Todd Walters.
Thank you, Andrew. Welcome, everyone. Hope everybody's having a great time out selling some houses, and business is rocking and rolling for you. It was super awesome seeing everybody up in Toronto for the Platinum Outside Sales Agents Workshop. We had pretty close to 200 there. It was not only a great event, but great learning sessions as well. I appreciate your emails and calls with the feedback and testimonials and positive comments and all that kind of good stuff. We appreciate that. We do know it's good, and I can't stress enough that if you're a Platinum Program member and if you have yet to make a Platinum OSA workshop, you're making a big mistake. It's an event you need to hit every year, and bring your sales team with you. We can take up to 5 of your OSAs at these events, and and they're game changers. So, speaking of game changers, let me pull up the coaching site here. Let me get all my stuff together. I am going to open it up here before I get into some of the things that we want to talk about, so bear with me. I want to point out to you guys right here on the upper left-hand corner of your screen about our next Platinum Millionaire Agent Maker Conference coming up October 24th. Okay, that's our Platinum Millionaire Agent Maker Fall Business Building Conference, October 24th, 25th, and 26th for Platinum members. Okay, you guys can see that right there. All right, you're going to want to be there. Okay, I've already just about halfway through on the agenda and working with Craig on the materials and everything. On the 24th, we've got a very special event planned for you between myself and Craig, both of us in the room. So if you like that in Toronto, you can like that even more here coming up on October 24th there in Orlando. So we want it to be a packed full house, all the Platinum members there, and eager to work on your business and take that thing to the next level. Okay, this is at the Omni Orlando Resort. We've got a special event planned as well, breakout networking event going on with, I'm just going to use the word Halloween, and that's as far as I'm going to go with it right now. Details to come. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and man, I'm telling you, if you're right now in a position where you want to get more listings, you want to grow your business, you need better outside salespeople to help make all this thing happen. If any of those things are on your agenda right now, this is something you need to be at, okay? Because we're going to be sorely drilling down on those things, okay? So make sure you put that on your schedule. That's the Platinum Millionaire Agent Maker Conference coming up in October 24th in Orlando, Florida. Okay, so with that, let's get into what we want to talk about today. One of the things I keep seeing from Platinum members, and by the way, I'm not going to take a lot of your time today. It's not going to take a lot of time to get through this information, but it's very important. A lot of the information I'm getting from you guys lacks substance. When I say information, marketing materials. Some of the marketing materials I'm getting from you just lack some substance. Okay, some of you have done a really good job of sending me marketing materials with testimonials. Okay, so let me see if I can bring one up here that I like. Here we go. Workshop. You guys can follow along. You're inside my computer here. I'm going to go to the Orlando October 2013 conference. Okay, this is my folder. I've been putting materials in that I'm going to be making available to you guys at the conference. And you can see, there's a bunch of stuff here. But there's a postcard in here I want to show you. I want to use it as an example. If I can find it here real quick, just hang on with me 1 second. You guys can follow along. Okay, let's see if I want to use this one here. Is this one we want to look at? Let's go with this one. Okay, here's a Just Sold card that is okay, but look here, it says right here. Everything I could, including selling my house myself. Finally, I hired Ira and his team, and in less than a month later, I had a firm offer. 45 days later, it was sold, and I'm totally thrilled. Okay? So was talking to Ira about this, and I told him, I said, look, Ira, if you're going to send this card, this just sold card, to seller prospects, okay, I want you to drill down and be more specific with your testimonials, your social proof. For example, here, I would wager that he designed this to go to for sale by owners. So if you're using testimonials as social proof, as evidence or proof of results, then you want your testimonials that you're using to be something more specific than general. Now, I think you guys know what I mean. A general testimonial would be, you know, look, we had our, you know, on the market with 3 other real estate agents, and we just weren't real happy with the results. It didn't sell. I kept getting the stuff in the mail from Todd that said he'd buy my home if it didn't sold, so we called him, and he came out. We were blown away by his presentation and long list of buyers that he had looking for homes in my area. So we listed with him right away, and 33 days later, we had a contract for 101% of our asking price. If we had only called Todd sooner, okay, we would have been living in our new house that was waiting on us 2 months, 6 months, 8 months earlier, whatever the numbers are. Now, that's a general testimonial that by industry standards we wouldn't call general, because it's very, very specific, and it's a great story. Okay, I'm pretty good at writing testimonials, but I still think that's a generalized testimonial for you Platinum members at this level. Okay, I would want that testimonial, since they have their home market with other agents. My question to the seller would be, hey, did your listing run out with these agents? And if the answer is yes, then I would take the testimonial, I would drill down more specifically to make it about expired listings. Okay, and I could dig listing expired, say, 3 times. We had our home on the market with 3 other agents. Each one of them told us they would get the home sold within the listing term, and each one of them failed to do it. Listed a home and then it expired. Listed a home and then it expired. Listed a home and then the listing ran out again. 3 times this happened, with promises by each agent. That's how the story would start. So I'm identifying the problem, okay, leveraging a client or past client to get more of those kinds of clients. So we're making sense here? Okay, good. So let's make a list here. Let me see if I can open up a Word document here. I'm going to have to new blank document. All right, here we go. So let's make a little list, okay, of who we need testimonials from. Okay. Let me blow this up here so you guys can see it real well. View, zoom, 75%. If I go 200%, is that going to fit? Yeah, okay. We'll make it work. Okay, who we need testimonials from? All right, let me get my spelling right there. Okay. Okay, well, it's going to be whoever we are targeting for listings. Okay, and this will include expired listings. So if I've got an expired marketing campaign that I'm doing, and I'm going to include testimonials, then my testimonials are going to come from expired listings. Okay, so let's take a look at an example. I need to go to my email box. I'm going to go to my titanium folder, because I was helping Mark Gastineau with some work here, and this is a flyer. The flyers are relevant at the moment. Let's go down. Okay, here's some testimonials. Now this is an expired marketing piece. Okay, so read what your former neighbors are saying about Mark Gastineau and his home selling system. So if I'm sending this to expired listings, I would drill down even more. Now Mark's probably watching this webinar. He's going to say, well, Todd, why didn't you tell me this when I did it? I'm like, Mark, there's an evolution to getting materials together. It can never be perfect the first time out. Okay, there's always things that we can do to make stuff better. Hence the need for your participation in this program. But read what others who had their homes on the market with other real estate agents and didn't sell are saying about Mark Gastineau stepping in and getting the home sold. Okay? Now, you can take this concept and make it available to for sale by owners. You can make it the same way for other seller prospects, and we're going to run through a list here. We'll make a list in a minute. Okay? Make sure you can see my screen here. Got all kinds of setting issues here. We're weird with my computer. I mean, that's weird. Windows popping up and all that stuff. I could use a really good tech guy on these things. But let's look at this testimonial here. 10 offers within 10 days, and we sold for $46,000 over list price. After interviewing other agents, we knew Mark Gastineau was the right choice for us. He and his team helped us each step of the way. Mark presented several offers within days of listing our home. Since we first interviewed Mark, he has sold 2 homes for us, helped us, So this looks like a really good past client, Mark and Kim Hernandez for the Gastineaus over in Gilbert, Arizona. But they got more of a story than that, Mark. Okay, why were they moving? Okay, did they want a bigger house? Okay, so if that's the case, then I need a testimonial for move-up buyers, because that's part of the marketing that we do. We target move-up buyers in some of our marketing, right? So I would want a testimonial targeting move-up buyers. If that's the case here, I don't know, because it's not evident. So the testimonial is good, but it can be way better. So your customers, let me give you an example. One of your past clients is talking to one of your potential prospects in a bar and running each other. And then through the course of conversation, and we'll use Mark Gastineau as the example, the past client, Mark Gastineau, says, "Oh, you're thinking about selling your house?" And the potential prospect says, "You are." The past client of Mark Gastineau says, "Well, we used Mark Gastineau, and we had a great experience, got our home sold really fast." The potential prospect of Mark Gastineau says, "Really? Well, why did, because I've gotten some stuff from Mark Gastineau and actually talked to him on the telephone, and we're interviewing some agents." And the guy says, "Well, I think you should call Mark Gastineau, because he did a really good job for us." The potential prospect says, "Well, why did you sell your house?" "Well, we wanted a bigger house. Our home is, we just kind of outgrown it, and we just wanted a bigger one." So the potential prospect replies with, "Well, we don't want a bigger house. As a matter of fact, my wife and I are getting a divorce, and it's really touchy. So we need somebody who can handle, that particular situation. Is Mark married, or has he been through a divorce?" "Oh, no, Mark's, as far as I know, he's married and got a lovely wife and family there." "Well, the other agent we're talking to has been through a divorce, and they seem to relate to us a little bit better." So you can see how these real-life conversations go on. This happens every day in your business. Here's the thing. Mark's in Arizona, okay? Parts of the marketplace that he's in, very competitive, shortage of inventory. Very competitive, meaning it's a battle, it's a war zone to get listings. So you can never assume anything. Your marketing has to be clear, crystal clear on who it's for and what it's about, leaving nothing to chance. So your use of testimonials play a part in this game. Okay, so we want to make a list of who we need testimonials from, and we want to get a long testimonial that we can shorten or lengthen depending on that we're doing. If it's a more general in nature marketing and we're going to target everybody, we don't know who they are, then these testimonials that you see on this page here are fine. But if I want to target expired listings or for sale by owners or divorced people, okay, whoever it is, then I want testimonials from those people talking about their story and how I flew in like Superman and helped them out. I don't want my story being told for me by my potential prospects and their relationships or influences with other agents and people that they know. So if you're not telling your story or coaching your past clients to tell the story for you, the story that you want told, trust me, somebody else will tell it. All right, let's look at another example here. Peace of mind, professional team, great results. Okay, my headline would be a little bit different than that, but let's see what it says. After seeing the Gastineau real estate team sell homes all around my subdivision, I decided they would be my first to sell my home. They quickly found a buyer for my home and then professionally handled every aspect of the sale for me. The peace of mind I had with the whole team made the transaction easy for me. Okay, now let's drill down on this testimonial a little bit, Mark. Mark's he's probably freaking out. Okay, so what happens if I'm in a neighborhood and I don't see Mark selling homes all around me? The guy that I see selling homes all around me, so think about this. I get this in the mail from Mark and I'm studying. It looks really good. I get to this page and I'm kind of studying it. And then Mark throws me a curveball by saying, you pay attention to the guy selling homes all around you. All right, so I know light bulbs are going off in your head right now. And Mark's feverishly writing these things down, but you know, it's just part of the deal. And I'm good at relating to what the prospect's mind is. And they're skeptical. Your marketing can just as easily your competitors get business. So your testimonials that you guys are using or not using can help you get more business. And that's the reason we're doing this little segment today for about an hour on improving your testimonials, specifically drilling down to the story that you want to be told. So this piece that I'm looking at right here is going to expired listings. This guy's not an expired listing. In fact, he's saying, I went with the agent that was selling homes all around me. Okay? So if I'm an expired listing and I get this piece and there's an agent that I'm considering selling homes all around me, just understand that I may never call Mark. I may never get there. I just decide, yeah, I'd go with this guy. He's selling homes all around me and he looks like he's doing what he's doing pretty well. And so the thing goes, you get the prospect up to the line to look at your stuff, but it just falls flat or short on doing the extra thing. Now, the reason I'm putting so much emphasis on this here for you today is that this is an issue that I have in the larger scope with Platinum members' marketing materials overall, is that you don't seem to really, some of you don't really seem to go the extra mile to really copy. If you'll look at, if you'll go back in time, and I had the distinct privilege of what I'm telling you right now is not anything new, something I learned from Craig back in the mid-90s, okay, is that my testimonials are better if they're more specific and the story they're telling is very specific, and I use those testimonials to get more people like that. And here's what's funny. What I'm saying right now, even though Mark's probably watching this thing and we're picking on him with his testimonials here, he's heard that too. It's not anything new. Okay, but these are things that you need, rules you need to follow, rules of engagement when you're putting together your marketing pieces. Okay? All right, so let's look at another one here, and let's see if we can make it better. Oh, by the way, don't you like Mark's use of doodles? Just really great, eye-catching stuff. I love it. Okay, so Mark got so many qualified buyers into our home the very first day we listed our home that we could not believe it. He promised his marketing plan would work, and boy, did it. We were happy to finally agree on a full price offer so that we could take the home off the market. He followed through with every promise. He followed through with every promise he made, such as getting the sale closed with very little inconvenience to us. Anyone thinking of selling their home should call Mark. Okay, so again, everybody can read it, and that's a pretty general testimonial. Okay, sold the home. Look, so let's suppose that I don't know why these people are selling their house. There's a reason for it. They needed to sell the home or wanted to sell it really bad because of X. So what is the X factor? And how can I leverage the X factor to get more people like this? Now, their testimonial, these guys right here, Reverend Bill and Sandy Abbott, okay? And we'll talk about that here in a minute. Let me remind myself not to forget that, so I'm going to highlight it. We may absolutely use the testimonial as you read it right now in our marketing pieces, but I want a long story, so I'm going to fill out probably a page, and I want to know the X factor. Why Reverend Bill and Sandy, why did you want to sell your house? Have you ever had any problems with real estate agents before? What was it specifically about the marketing plan that you liked? Was there one consumer program that stood out over another? Okay, so all of those things will end up being basically about a page-long testimonial in writing. And I'm going to get their authorization to be able to chop it up and use it how I want. I may want to use the whole page. I may want to use one sentence. I may want to use a paragraph. And I can hodgepodge it all together to do it. Because let's suppose let's suppose that Reverend Bill and Sandy were an expired listing with another agent. Okay, so then I could use that expired listing with another agent story in the testimonial here. Or I could use Reverend Bill and Sandy's testimonial in some other marketing medium. For example, if I've got a list of people from my church that I'm working with or close to, maybe it's a small group of some kind, and I'm including them in marketing, well, the story about Reverend Bill would be absolutely something that I would want to leverage. Hey, if it's good enough for the pastor, it's going to be good enough for the parishioners, so to speak. So here's your mission, okay, as a platinum member, is to figure out what the real story is, get it all on paper, and then how you can leverage that, all the different ways. Okay, so now let's go back and let's talk about, let's get back to our list here of who. Okay, so I just went through testimonials. Let's go back to Mark's killer marketing piece. This is killer. This is a great marketing piece. And you can see I'm scrolling down through all the pages. They're probably not streaming fast enough to get onto your screen, but this is a fantastic direct mailer. Okay, but it can be better. It can be better because he's sending it to expired listings, I'm guessing, and the testimonials say nothing about having a home on the market with other agents and it didn't sell. Nothing. So these testimonials, although they're good, can be better, more specific. And I gave you the story about the client and the potential prospect in the bar talking to each other as an example of what's important. All right, so let's go back to our list. Who else we got? We got FSBO. Okay, so let's go back to our marketing example that we're using today for Mark on FSBOs. That's pretty simple, right? 10 offers within days. We sold for $46,000 over list price. Maybe I changed that headline to, I thought I could get more if I sold my house myself. ... So if Mark and Kim Hernandez were a for sale by owner, again, I've got a long testimonial, but I've also got the FSBO story. Okay, so, and then we would have that conversation. I thought I could get more selling my house myself. So I rejected all of the stuff I was getting from real estate agents, including the materials I was getting from Mark Gastineau that he would buy my home if it didn't sell. I was bound and determined to sell it myself with the commission. But after about 4 offers that were super low, and a lot of frustration of people telling me one thing and doing something else and being bombarded with real estate agents, I called Mark, since he had the best offer among any agent that I had seen, saying that he would sell my home if it didn't, and he would buy my home if it didn't sell. So after listening to Mark, it was clear to me that I was not going to be able to make more money selling my own house, because Mark had buyers specifically interested in my house. He showed me a list of them looking for a home like mine. And he told me straight up that if I can create, it's the agent that creates more demand for your home that will get you the highest price. Okay, so you can see that we're telling the story. But basically, I'm writing the testimonial. I'm not going to let Mark and Kim write it, right? I'm going to interview them, and I'm going to write it. Now, once you do this, say 15, 20, 25 times, you get a stable of testimonials here covering all of the prospects that you want to target and the consumer programs that you offer, which we're going to deal with next. You're good. You're golden. You don't need to continue to go out there and get testimonials. Maybe as new things develop, we'll talk about that here in a second. But let's go and let's look at another prospect. Okay. Got divorce. We have death. Loss of job. Relocation. Who else we got? Expired listings, FSBOs, divorce, death, loss of job, relocation, move up, move down, retirement center, empty nester, all right, so the list is fairly long. I'm sure I'm leaving somebody out. Payments due to something. Pre-foreclosure. Foreclosure. You guys making notes here? I'm writing this down so you can see it. Hopefully you're making good notes here. So the idea here is we got to pull the story out, okay? Why we're, these identify problems. So for example, I got a testimonial I can pull out and show you from a client who husband had passed away. And it says clearly, it said, after my husband passed away, I was distraught and devastated. Here I am left with this house and this mountain of bills and I just didn't know what to do, okay? But I knew that I couldn't hang on to this house either financially or just the memories. So I wanted to get out of it. Fortunately, I was referred to Todd Walters, who had handled a friend of mine who also lost a spouse and getting rid of their house and having a great experience. So I called Todd, he came over and he walked me through exactly what needed to happen in order for me to take care of the estate, settle those issues, and not have a problem after I sold the house with any responsibilities there. Okay, so I wrote that testimonial for a lady named Pat. Her name was Pat Kirkland. She was a VP at UPS here in Metro Atlanta at their corporate office. And I remember it because, it was a tragic situation. Those things stand out in your mind. But I also, when writing that testimonial, I used it whenever we got in front of others who were estate sales and the like. And we used that in our marketing to get estate sellers and executives of estates to call us. Because now we become the experts at getting rid of houses where people have, family members have passed away. So you're using the testimonials here, specific descriptions of these people identifying their plight, their problems, okay? And they're just telling the story for you. They're basically saying, hey, if you're relocating, hey, if you have lost your job, hey, if you're moving up to a bigger house, hey, if you're moving down to a bigger house, hey, if you're an empty nester, hey, if you're facing foreclosure, you need to call Todd. And here's why. Okay, so you guys get that? All right. So now let's go to the second phase I want to show you. And I'm going to bring up my listing presentation. Let me see if I can find one here real fast. Probably. Here we go. I'll use Talking House. I think I've got one in here. No, hang on. There it is, buyer profile system. Come on, boo-hoo. Bear with me. I know I got them in here. Gotta find them here. Okay, here we go. All right. Ooh, sorry about that. Clicking and couldn't get to the right spot. All right. Now, so what I've done is over the course of time, when I was really on a mission to get testimonials, two things were happening. Number one, the testimonials were very, very specific about their present situation, being an expired listing or for sale by owner, and these things that went through their mind, how they ended up getting to me, okay, and why that was a great move for them to do, how I kind of saved the day, right? So we've kind of covered that about their situation. Now, the next thing that I did is I got specific testimonials from those people in terms of a consumer program. Okay, so let's take the Thompsons here. So if I play the Thompsons testimonial.
We were trying to sell our condo about a year and a half ago. It had been on the market for a little bit over a year. We went through 3 different other agencies and very unsuccessful, didn't have one offer at all. And we just happened to be looking at our new house that we're wanting to move into, and this was sold by Todd Walter's team. But we're actually more interested in the whole program that was put together, but we buy your house, or no, I'll buy your house, we buy yours, or something.
Okay. Now, what is this guy helping me do? All right, number one, I could use that testimonial for expired listings. We had it, it was on the market. Nobody could forget to sell my house. Okay, so that's good, right? So this is a great testimonial for expired listings. Everybody get that? Now, what else is he helping me do? That's right. He's promoting my trade-up program.
And I think they had a $1,000 90-day guarantee. We're really interested in that. So we actually signed up with Todd Walter's team and really liked the whole program they put together. It wasn't just one agent team. They told me about selling it 2.5 times faster and 2.2% more money.
All right. So I could also use him to reinforce our superior stats. So the point that I'm making here is that all of these video testimonials, every one of these that are on your screen right here that you guys can see the pictures of, are about something specific in terms of the consumer program. They talk about the team system from the Bowers family. This was one on Cash Rewards. Here's one guaranteed sale program. Here's another one, guaranteed sale program and team system. All right, let's listen to Joey talk about the our buyer profile system. Where you at, Joey?
As a real estate investor, I've bought and sold many properties. I came across an ad that really caught my attention now. It was an ad by Todd Walters and Associates saying they would email me a free list of foreclosure properties, distressed properties. Naturally, I was interested in that, and after getting that email, I was contacted by someone from Todd Walters and Associates informed me about their buyer profile system. The system matched my criteria, what I was looking for with houses that are out there on the market, distressed, foreclosed, or just retail properties. Within 2 days, I was emailed a property, and within a week, had a great deal on that same property through the combined effort.
All right. So you get the point there. So I'm not going to go through and play all these. They're not very long, 1 minute long maybe. Okay? But thank you, Joey. He just helped me sell the part of my listing presentation on the buyer profile system. Where's that at? Okay? And that is a second here. Let's see if I've got it. buyer profile system. So when I go to my buyer profile system here, what should be here that's not on this example of the benefits presentation, okay, is Joey's videotape testimonial. Okay? So Joey can do the selling for me. All right, let's go to another one here. See if there's something else I wanted to VIP buyer. Okay. So there's another one of the Willits family on the VIP buyer system. Let's see what these guys had to say about it.
We were so excited to start looking for our first home after we got married, but we quickly realized it was quite an overwhelming process.
We searched ads and magazines and drove everywhere looking for this new home, but everything that we found that we thought we wanted was already sold.
We were so happy to find Dottie with Todd Walters and Associates. The process so much easier for us by offering us their buyer profile system.
Which was huge because we were...
All right, so they go on to talk about it. You just heard them. We kept missing out on the perfect house. Like, this was a huge problem for us. Okay, now, I want you to imagine that DVD, that video, strategically placed in your listing presentation, strategically placed when you begin to talk about your buyer profile system, your home hunter service that you offer your buyers. Okay, so you've got that DVD, and you've got your list of buyers sitting right next to you that are in your home hunter service. Okay, so I know that you guys are going to go and get the listings. Okay, when you generate a lead, you're going to get the listing. All right? This is not really about you getting the listings in the Platinum program. It's more about you getting the listing in one step, getting the listing at a higher commission rate, okay, plus a transaction fee, and getting it at the right price because they trust you more on your advice on what you say. So a lot of things happen here with your use of these testimonials being set up in such a way that the testimonial is selling whoever you're playing it for on the specific consumer program that they benefited from. So what consumer program did they benefit from? Well, these guys benefited from my VIP buyer profile system. Okay? So, holy crap. That's going to help me sell my VIP. But again, I know we're going to get the listing, so why do you want to do this extra work? All right, you tell me. The difference between listing homes at 6% and 7% is 1% that you keep. So if you're looking for ways to increase your fees and have good peace of mind that you're not going to get pushback on it, it's as simple as this. So you go through, and let's go back to our list. So you go through and you make a list of the clients or people that you're targeting in your marketing. Okay? Special situations, circumstances of people that you're going to be targeting. Make that list. And on your screen right now is an example. Right? Now, I'm going to look at every time I get a customer or client, I want to know their story. Can I get a testimonial from this person in writing? And when I do, I'm going to write that story down, long story. Okay? And I want to pull out in the story their personal plight. Hey, if you're an expired listing, you need to talk to Todd because of, for example, okay? And if they benefited while their home was on the market from the consumer program that we had, which one was it? And let's exploit that a little bit more in this language, okay? And those are really good for video. Okay, so let's go to the coaching site. We'll take some questions here momentarily, but let's go to the coaching site. And I'm going to go to the Library tab. Click on File Library. When I get into the File Library, down the left-hand side of your screen, you'll see as a category link, it says Platinum Testimonial Systems. So I'm going to click on that category link. When I do, there's a few manuals here on testimonials. Okay. The first thing we have is Craig's Testimonial Book. Okay, now it's an actual book, and every one of you should be writing a testimonial book right now. So I would recommend you download Craig's Testimonial Book, take a look at it. You'll see it says like 156 reasons why you should call Craig Proctor to sell your house. and inside of it is a myriad of testimonials. Okay, some short, some long, pictures. It's a testimonial book. It's a book on why you would want to do business with Craig Proctor, told by his clients, past clients, and the like. Very powerful. Now, does Craig have 156 testimonials in the sense that you think he does? The answer is no. Okay, but he only needs 15 or 20 of them, maybe somewhere around there. If you counted them up in there, it's probably how many there is. And then he's got several pages of just factual data listed, like 1065 Gunner Court sold for 99.6% of the asking price in 23 days. 291 Main Street sold for 101% of the asking price in 7 days. And he's got pages of those listed. Right? Maybe there's some testimonials with people that work on your team and why they work there and the good work that they see being done as a result of the clients that you guys help. So this becomes your story, your storybook, your testimonial book, and should be a part of everybody's business that's watching this webinar right now. Okay, but it starts with making the decision that, you know what, as a rainmaker, I need testimonials, number one. Number two, I need really good testimonials that tell the story of the job you do. Then I want to drill down even more to pull the story out and leverage it, exploit it in a good way, such as FSBOs. You know, I was a FSBO. Why were you a FSBO? Well, because I thought I was. So why did you call me? Okay, well, I was frustrated. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be. You know, I got tired of it. I ran out of time. Whatever. Okay, so what did you call me? What was it that you liked most about our service? And then what was the results? You know, we got 3 offers in 14 days and sold it for 101% of the asking price. Okay, well, they're no marketing. What kind of consumer program that all the marketing systems that we talked about? You remember? Was there anything that stood out in your mind? Yeah, I remember looking out my window one day and there were 3 cars in front of my house listening to that radio thing. And then I just started noticing, like, every day there was somebody sitting in front of the house, looked like they were there for a couple minutes. And first it kind of scared me a little bit, and then I realized they were listening to the radio. And it's not a coincidence that my home sold in 40. I tried to sell it for 2 months myself, couldn't get nothing going except a bunch of low offers. And then 14 days later, there's all these cars pulling in front of my house listening to this radio thing, and then an offer shows up for more than my asking price. That's not a coincidence. That's a great testimonial for targeting FSBOs and then exploiting my radio talking house marketing system. Okay, so the testimonial authorization form, let's download that, see if I can download that. I'm always a little leery about these things. Testimonial for Craig Proctor team. Okay, see the disclosure here on this form? Photos attached. It takes a little bit of work here, but look, once you do the work and you gather these testimonials for 15, 20, 25 of them over the course of the next couple of years, you're going to use them in your business. And what I'm describing to you today, you've got to admit that, well, that's really powerful. So now when you want to roll out a direct mail marketing campaign, for example, like Mark here, targeting expired listings, your testimonials help you more. Okay? Or you want to roll out a just sold card. Okay, well, who are you going to send the just sold card to? Well, I'm going to send it to expired listings for some of those other seller prospects in my database. Okay, well, why should they call you? Is there a reason beyond just your guaranteed sell program? On the front side. Okay. Hey, as a side note, make sure that if you're doing just sold cards that you actually tell people that you sold the house. Like Ira here, hey, we just sold another home. This one for 105.4% of the asking price. Yours could be next. We got a bunch of buyers here, 223 buyers looking for a home in the area, so you should call me if you're planning on making a move first. Here's what you do now. All right, so this is a good card that Ira put together. And I think in this case, targeting FSBOs, absolutely. All right, let's suppose you want to use a just sold card to market to a specific neighborhood. Well, whenever you sell a home in, let's say the neighborhood is Kimball Farms. Okay, so it would say this: we just sold another home in Kimball Farms. This one for 105.4% of the asking price. Your Kimball Farm home could be next. Right? As a Kimball Farms homeowner, you'll receive our upfront guarantee in writing that your Kimball Farms home will sell fast at a price accepted to you. To discuss the sale of your Kimball Farms home, here's what you do now. All right? Go to the back page. Here's a testimonial from some people standing in front of their Kimball Farms house. Pretend. Okay? And it would say, we tried 3 other agents, before calling Todd Walters to get our home in Kimball Farms sold. Okay, so I think we're doing a pretty good job of painting the picture, of drilling down, having testimonials more specific, the use of highlighting your consumer program and in the person's personal opportunities. I think we've done a pretty good job with all that. Let's go back to the coaching site real fast until you show you a couple other things. This right here, The Secret Life of Testimonials, is a great manual for everybody to thumb through and read, because I get into some of the information about testimonials there. And ID number 473, Platinum Testimonial System, is the manual on getting testimonials with lots of great examples. Okay? So with that, let's bring on Andrea, because I'm running short on time here. And Andrea, I don't know if we have any questions or not, but let's tell everybody what they need to do to participate in the discussion today.
Yes, sir, and we do have several questions typed and a couple of hands raised. If you haven't done so already, just go ahead and type your question in the chat box or click the hand you see on your control panel. Our first guest is Sunny Goswami. Your mic is now open.
Oh, hi, Todd. I have actually a couple of questions. Would you say it's a good idea to have one of each of, like, the FSBO, divorce, expired, move-up buyer, all of them on one, like, 8.5 by 11-inch flyer, or is that too confusing for the consumer?
Yeah, see, there's a basic business principle out there that says if you try to be all things to all people, you dilute your effectiveness. So the answer is no. So if I'm marketing to, say, a geographic area, then I would want my testimonials to be about and from and specific to that geographic area. If I'm marketing to expired listings, I would want my testimonials to be from expired listings. Okay, if I'm marketing to FSBOs, I would want my testimonials to be about and from discussion of for sale by owners. Does that make sense? So, depends on your specific marketing piece. But putting a hodgepodge of people on a flyer, I don't know why you do that. The indication becomes that you kind of do a bunch of stuff. I don't think it's really necessary. Keep your marketing specific. If I go back to, here to the listing presentation, okay, I'll give you an example of what I did here. Hang on 1 second. Let me find it. Hang on 1 second. There we go. Let me get back to that page. Okay. So on this, our most recent client survey shows that 85.6% of our clients would come back to do business with us again. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 video testimonials on this page. Now, the person I'm talking to is most likely one of these 5 people. There's one of these 5 people that they can relate to based on their personal situation. So I strategically had videos done with several different people with the most common circumstances of prospects that I would come across. So if I'm talking to a person who was an expired listing, then I would simply click on the video of the people who were previous expired listing, and I would let them tell the story of being satisfied with our experience coming from a fellow expired listing, from another, from somebody else's listing that didn't sell.
Got it.
That's very powerful. So right away, the client that I'm sitting across the table from is saying, this guy's for me, Todd's for me, he's for me. Whereas what your question is that, hey, can I be for everybody? And the answer is, sure, just don't tell anybody.
Yep, makes
Make
sense.
Yes. All right.
All right. Can I ask one more question, Todd?
What's that?
Can I ask one more question, please?
Yeah, it'll cost you 50 cents.
Okay, you got it out in Orlando from me.
Right.
Hey, on the testimonials, do we create testimonials for a client, or do we just let them run away with whatever they have to say about us?
I think that you know their story. You'll know where they came from, how they come to you, and all that stuff. So I think you write it, but you write it with their help. Like you call them up, you have this conversation with them, and you pretty much ask them. If it's possible to do a testimonial, and then you just interview them, and you write, say, okay, well, I've written a bunch of stuff down here. I think I've got your story written out. So I'm going to send it over to you. If you could just approve it, make sure it's okay for us to use.
Wonderful. Thank you, sir. Thanks, Coach.
Yeah, look, these guys are not professional marketers. They don't know what you're trying to accomplish. So, yeah, I mean, you can copyright the testimonial for the customer, help them out, by the way, and benefit at the same time. So, anyway, good question. Thank you.
Our next question comes from Vic McCarrion. Your mic is now open.
Yeah, hi, Todd.
Vic, what's going on, sir?
I have a question, please, regarding getting a testimonial authorization. When I'm getting testimonial, I'm not asking for authorization. I was thinking a lot of times, is it better when we sign the disclosures for the buyer or a seller, and they're happy with everything? I tell them, hey, once we're done, I'm going to get a testimonial from you, and this is a testimonial authorization. Should I sign it with the disclosures and keep that once escrow closed? I get a picture or I get writing from them, or should I do it once escrow closed? Because sometimes I'm worried that they might ask what they signed.
Yeah, I think that the best time to get testimonials is after the transaction is done.
Oh, okay.
We didn't have a lot of success getting testimonials before the client got what they wanted.
I was just thinking just to get authorization writing, and once it's closed escrow, we get it everything like.
It's just extra work.
Extra work. Okay.
Just wait, because not everybody's going to have a great experience with you. It's impossible because we're humans, not machines, and there's always curveballs to get thrown at us. But 8, 9 out of 10 of the people that do business with you are going to have great experiences. So you want to cherry pick those people, the best stories, and get testimonials done. And the only time to really come to that conclusion is when the story's done.
Cool.
So,
when the story
just approach it. Just do it then. Oh, hey, Vic. By the way, Francois McKay wanted me to tell you hello.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you. Say hello to him too. So, thank you very much for your time, Todd.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
Our next question's in chat, and it comes from Voltaire. It says, do you think it'll be good to have a past client write in their testimonial that they paid Voltaire for help finding a home and it was worth every penny? He goes on to say, I would use it in my buyer presentation to make buyers feel comfortable paying me.
Okay, so is that a statement or a question?
Well, I think he's asking your opinion on if he should do it.
Okay, well, repeat it then. Let me listen a little closer.
Okay. Do you think it would be good to have a past client write in their testimonial that they paid Voltaire for help finding a home and it was worth every penny?
No. Because I think the assumption is that everybody has to pay. Nothing's free. And I know what Voltaire's doing. He's trying to get money on the front end. No, I just think you have the story without mention of payment. I don't have any testimonials here that talk about money. But they all talk about, well, when I say money, talk about paying me money. But I've got plenty of testimonials that talk about how they got more money than they thought they were going to get when they started the process. There's a couple of testimonials of people saying that one realtor told them they could get X, but Todd was able to get in more than that. So they almost made a huge mistake. So anyway, if that answers Voltaire's question. If not, Voltaire, you send me an email or give me a call.
Okay, next typed question from Mark Gastineau. How did you position yourself to ask for the video testimonial? Written is easier and can be done via email, but getting a client to sit down for a video is much tougher for us. What is in it for them?
That's a great question. Let me show you something really interesting here. Okay, all of these video testimonials here that you see on your page, and even these that are here, all of these people, except for Dennis. Okay, Dennis Attaway is the only one that I knew. Okay, I didn't help the Bowers, I didn't help Daniels, the Grenades, you know, Coons. I didn't know these people. They were done by team members of mine. Okay, so if I can get video testimonials from people that didn't do business directly with me at all, just knew me in name only, then I trust me, anybody on this webinar can get video testimonials done. And the best way to get them is just to ask for them straight up. Hey, you got a really good story there, and wanted to see if you'd be open to letting us get it on film, on video. Now, look, not everybody wants their picture on film. So out of these, I think we had this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think I've got 12 video testimonials. That's all I have, okay, in our entire database. These are just ones I picked out that I used for demonstration with you guys, Platinum members. Out of all those video testimonials, 12, and that's all we needed because they did the job that we needed it to do, you know, in our marketing and stuff. Would I have liked to have gotten more? Yeah, sure, I could have gotten more, but I mean, how many am I going to use? I'm only going to use 2 or 3 during the course of a benefits presentation, you know, and in marketing, you know, that we're mostly using them in print. So we made a list of 35 people, and we ended up being, I think, 12 of them, if I'm not mistaken, to say, okay, I'll do it. So even though I thought all of these people would love to be on camera and do a testimonial for my team, the answer was, I don't want to be on film. I got other things to do. We're off and moving in a different direction. Hell, some of these people had been 1 or 2 years since we sold our house and we called them back. Okay, but it was a production. I hired a guy to do this. I wrote all the scripts, or at least I proofed all the scripts after they were written, edited them based on their stories, had to get on the phone with a couple of people and try to pull the story out of them. And then some of the people really loved being on film, like this lady. This is hilarious. Check this out.
We listed with an agency that we knew, and we thought as long as our home was listed on multiple list service, that we were in a hot neighborhood and it would sell fairly quickly. And that was not the case. We were listed for 6 months with another agent, and
I mean, check it out. She's got her the basketball in her hand. You can see her husband, and he's like looking around like, what the hell are we doing? You know, like this is, you know. But she's eating it up, man. She's got her kid, like you know, the kid's bouncing around the playroom and all this stuff, and it's great.
Had no offers.
We just needed a lot more exposure, and Todd Walters and Associates really stood out from that standpoint.
Check her out. She's looking at him. She's nodding like, yeah, you're doing a great job here, honey. I mean, this is great stuff. Like, you can't, you know, these look like this. She looks like a friggin' paid actress. All right, but so anyway, it's funny. But look, not everybody wants to be on film. This lady did. She loved being on film. So trust me, you'll have some people that want to do it, but the vast majority of them, Mark, they ain't going to want to do it. They're not going to want to do it. So you're going to have to go through quite a few people and ask them to get on camera. Now, here's what we did. We bought all these guys a pretty nice dinner, $50 to $100. I forget what we did. You know, we didn't tell them we were doing that. We just did it after it was done, as you know. Hey, thanks for doing this, and here's a gift card for, you know, whatever one of the nicer steakhouses we were in town or something like that. So that was great. I've got a lot of mileage out of every one of these videotape testimonials. It's helped me get a lot more business, and obviously, it goes without saying. So anyway, let's take one more question here if we have one, Andrew.
Okay, we do. We have Maria asking, are there any training manuals on the coaching site on technology step-by-step how to do these testimonials? And just to throw in here, how long should a testimonial be?
Okay. The answer is yes, you do have manuals. Okay, let's go back and let's start here. So the first place to start is in the file library, okay, under the Platinum Testimonial Systems category link. Okay, click on that, and here's basically 2 manuals, authorization form, examples, and everything. Okay, so that's first and foremost. This webinar that we're doing is being recorded. It's going to be thrown up on the Platinum Webinar section as a resource for you guys to use and new members coming in the future to be able to leverage. So outside of that, in terms of technology, hell, these were done, those video tape testimonials that you see were done with a high-definition video camera at the time. But I get them, people using their iPhone deals. I was concerned about the audio, so all of these people were mic'd. I wanted really good crisp audio, and you could hear it. I know that the picture that you're watching and the audio doesn't match up because of the streaming effect, but in real time, great crystal clear audio. That was a big deal for me, instead of sounding like they were standing on the other side of the room. So when you use your when you use a camera, just understand the sound quality can affect the testimony. We want good sound quality. So good high definition camera with a boom mic, or a lavalier mic or wireless microphone, so that you know it's studio quality. That was a big deal for me because I knew the audio. That was a pet peeve of mine. Let's put it that way. So just some tips. That's all I got for you on that. Outside of that, you guys can call me and ask me or zip me an email and refer to it for sure. All right. So look, we've got we're up against the clock here, but let me show you guys something one more time. Look right here. You guys looking? Omni Orlando Resort Platinum Millionaire Agent Maker Conference, October 24th through 26th, 2013. This is going to be by far one of the best conferences we've ever had, and I know I say that every time, but you guys can't deny it because you come up after and say, "What's the best one I've ever been to?" Because marketplaces change. We have improved some of our marketing materials and messages. I showed you some great examples today. This webinar alone is a great way to drill down. Many of you have never heard this before. You're just trying to get testimonials. Now when you're doing the same thing, getting a testimonial, you can get 3 times out of it doing the same thing. So that's what this conference is. It's how you can take what it is that you're doing, even though you think you're doing it really well and it is working really well for you. I bet you we can get 2 times, maybe 3 times more out of every ounce of energy, money, time that you put into your real estate business to get what it is you want to get, primarily more listings and help selling more houses, okay, and then doing it all easier. So that's what this conference is about, and I want to see everybody there, and it will be a great way to round out the end of your year in preparation for making the quantum leap in 2014. All right, so with that, that's going to wrap up our program for today. It was great talking to you guys. Really appreciate that. If I didn't get to your questions, send me an email at tw@toddwalters.com. tw@toddwalters.com, and let's go sell some houses. We'll talk to you guys soon now. Bye-bye.